Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. The Legend of Zelda has been my favorite franchise for many years, pretty much since the day I played Wind Waker back on the GameCube. The story, the characters, the world, all of it was so new and fascinating to me, and it felt like a real adventure. And for the most part, Zelda games have always been about the adventure. Exploration was a staple of the series, discovering dungeons, traversing the overworld, and finding new items that helped you discover secrets. In some ways, the Zelda franchise actually shares some common elements with that of Metroidvania games, like Metroid, Hollow Knight, and more recently, Prince of Persia: The Last Crown. In Zelda, you explore different areas trying to find upgrades to your health or find new items. Some of those areas aren't even accessible until you unlock an item like the hookshot or the bomb. In the same way, Metroidvanias, like Metroid Dread, have you exploring a labyrinth-like world filled with areas that are temporarily locked behind certain abilities or items. According to news outlets like The Gamer, some of the developers of the recent Prince of Persia were talking about how they would love to work on a Zelda game. The website The Gamer states, to celebrate the launch of Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown, some developers over at Ubisoft Montpellier took to the Metroidvania subreddit to answer any questions that fans might have. One such question is from Redditor Ice Krabby, who asked the developers of The Lost Crown what series or IP they'd like to make a game for that they don't or haven't had access to so far, using Mario and Final Fantasy as examples. In response, Remy Boutin, senior game designer on The Last Crown, revealed that they would love to work with the Zelda IP and potentially make a strange spin-off based on Adventure of Link.
So you're telling me there's a chance?
First off, I love the idea of Mario and Final Fantasy being the other IPs that could use a spin-off. I assume that it would be a Metroidvania style spin-off because of the devs that worked on The Last Crown. But can you imagine a Mario or Final Fantasy Metroidvania? That's never even entered my mind, yet I want it so bad. Both of them would be super sick. Honestly, I think Mario would translate better, but Final Fantasy could add some crazy RPG elements into the formula. Having the developers behind Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown working on a Zelda spin-off isn't a super far-fetched idea either. Nintendo and Ubisoft have worked together in the past with some of Nintendo's most precious IPs like Mario and Star Fox. The Star Fox crew and Fox's iconic ship, the R-Wing, was featured in Ubisoft's toy-to-life game Starlink. The game as a whole I've heard mixed things about, but I heard that the Star Fox sections were incredible and just a love letter to the franchise as a whole. I remember seeing the clips of it online because I didn't actually want to get the game because I'm not really into the whole toys to life aspect. But man, I gotta admit that the Star Fox stuff looked crazy and it just made me want an open world Star Fox game. Or I guess open space Star Fox game. Mario straight up got his own spin-off game with the Rabbids in the Mario plus Rabbids series. And that series in particular did very well to boost Ubisoft's and Nintendo's relationship. Heck, they even made a sequel to Kingdom Battle. So why not have Ubisoft tackle a Zelda spin-off game? Especially one based on Zelda 2, The Adventure of Link. Zelda 2 is known as the black sheep of the franchise. After the first Zelda game released with an open world adventure game with the emphasis on discovery, it was weird that Nintendo developed Zelda 2 to be a side-scrolling action adventure game with RPG elements. Sure, there was an overworld, but it kinda acted like other RPGs at the time, like Dragon Quest, where you would run into an encounter on the overworld, but instead of turn-based RPGs, which that would be cool in itself, instead they would drop you off into the side-scrolling section so you can defeat enemies and earn XP. A very strange concept even back in the day, but even so, it's a concept that I would love for them to bring back and adjust for a modern audience. And I think the perfect way of modifying Zelda 2 is by making it a Metroidvania. What a perfect way of bringing this game back to life in the modern landscape. They would have to completely reimagine the title, but I would be so down for it. Zelda as a franchise has great spin-off potential. Just take Cadence of Hyrule for instance. a game developed by Brace Yourself Games, the same ones behind Crypt of the Necrodancer. It is such an underrated spin-off game. The characters, the music, all of it just feels so authentic to the source material, while also feeling so unique. I personally would love if the developers behind Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown make a spin-off game based on Zelda 2: The Adventure of Link. It would not only work as a nostalgic connection for the Zelda series, but it could be its own series if it does well enough. Also, I know that there are a ton of Metroidvanias now, but I wouldn't mind seeing another one with a Zelda coat of paint. It is almost crazy that it hasn't happened yet. Zelda and Metroidvanias could mesh so well together, it's crazy. But let me know your thoughts down below. Would you want Ubisoft to tackle a Zelda spin-off based on the NES classic Zelda 2? I know people are hesitant about Ubisoft nowadays, and I totally understand that. But I've actually been playing The Lost Crown recently, and I am enjoying every second of it. I'm really having a blast with it. So if these developers tackle Zelda, I really think that they can nail it. I really think that they can translate Zelda into a Metroidvania. Thank you all so much for watching. I really appreciate y'all watching through the video to the end, and I look forward to your comments down below. Thank you again for watching, and I'll see y'all next time. God bless.